What's up, guys? We're here, Archeage Unchained, and we're going to talk about labor. Labor points specifically are a commodity that is special to Archeage and kind of makes the game what it is. It runs the entire economy. Labor points, you generate 2,880 a day, and most people make most of their money through labor points and using them efficiently. We are now going to be giving 7,000 essential labor points with these bound labor recharges. It will decrease a little bit because every time that you use a labor recharge, it decreases a little bit of labor. So the first one is 1,000, the second one is 975, this third one is 925, and so forth. They do reset and allow you to reuse them on the second day. So like if you use 2 on the first day and your third one is now at 925, you'd be like, I'm going to wait. If you wait 24 hours to the reset period, it will now go back up to 1,000. So you generally want to use 2 labor recharges a day is my recommendation for you. Because if you go down to 3, you start losing a significant amount of labor off of these guys. So just do 2 labor recharges a day. These are also they go into your server labor pool, and you have to spend that before you actually spend your normal labor regeneration. The server labor does not regenerate. It's only from these labor recharges. So if you haven't noticed, there's the announcements. Let's talk about labor now and what this free 7,000 labor points is going to do to the economy, in my opinion. Currently, we're already seeing like rock bottom prices on labor. Labor is mainly used to process items like iron ore, copper, wood, logs into lumber, fabric, cotton into fabric, etc. Like that's generally what most people use labor for. So you can see the conversion ratios are generally, pretty bad. Iron ore is about 2 here on the server. So and then the iron ingot is 13. And it takes 5 labor to actually convert that. So you're only getting 1 silver or 1.5 silver per labor spent. That's a really, really bad ratio. You actually get more money by opening up just basic coin purses. Even like the level 1 and level 30 coin purses give you 2 silver per labor. The higher tier coin purses, the ancestral coin purses, give you approximately 4.5 silver per labor point. So any conversion under 4.5 silver per labor is horrible, and you don't want to actually do it. Let's take a look at copper. So like I said, you're generally going to be converting these. So approximately 16 silver for copper. And then the copper ingots is up to 64. So that's going to be 48 into 64, 5 there. So you're looking at roughly around 4 silver per labor right there. Copper is a better conversion, but still nowhere near as good as coin purses. The only reason you would ever want to do copper conversions here is if you want to raise up metalworking, because every labor point you spend in a category will increase that proficiency. But if you are on your main account and you're playing the game as, the first time or anything like that, you're generally going to spend all your labor points on larceny because you need to open up the infusions that you get and you need to socket them into your gear, and that's larceny related. So you're going to be hunting mobs, you're going to be farming, you're going to be Huram dailies. Just focus on larceny. If you are doing this game as your first and you don't really know much about Archeage, just open up ancestral coin purses. Trust me, these are really, really good, and you'll see if you keep watching this video why. There's not much conversion crafting in the game currently that can get you a better ratio than opening up those coin purses, which gets you 4.5, give or take, per labor spent. So 4.5 is the magic number. Let's take a look at the logs. So logs around 12, and let's see how much lumber is. Lumber is 41. So it takes 5 labor points, and you're generating 6 silver. So you're generating 1 silver per labor point. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. You actually end up losing money because there's an auction house fee that you have to take if you sell them on the auction house. So this is just garbage. Let's see what cotton and fabric is. So cotton is approximately 2, and fabric $24, $25. So again, 5 labor points. It takes 10, 20, boom. So you're making 5 silver for those 5 labor points, and you would actually lose money by selling it on the auction house because of the auction house fee. garbage, 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 garbage. And you can see labor is pretty much worthless. Like doing any of these basic conversions, a lot of the times will just not be worth your labor points. Don't do this. Don't convert things. If you need things converted, I'm going to show you a trick real quick that will help you get things converted pretty much for free. And yeah, it's just disgusting. It's disgusting. So let's keep looking on to some other things. Pelts have actually been pretty good for conversion ratios, as long as like processing things go. So they're approximately, we'll say 8 silver for pelts. Leather, and 32. So that's 24. You spend 5 labor points to make 32. You're only making 8 silver. So you're making like 1.1, 1.2. Still bad ratio, but it's better than iron and it's better than cotton. But yes, you can see just it's coin purses. Coin purses are way better, and you already have them in your inventory. Just open your damn coin purses if you need money. Yes, you can crop and you can grow things and stuff like that, but if you are playing and you don't have an alt account, try not to bother with any processed materials or anything like that. Just open up coin purses. Use that money to buy the materials that are already processed that you need. If you need 50 leather, open up coin purses. Take the money that you got from the coin purses and buy the leather. You're saving yourself money that way. So if you are having a secondary account, though, you're going to want to raise up a proficiency, and you're going to want to raise it up to max. The secret way to process all your materials is to go over here to the crafting request board, and you can see people put up recipes that need to be crafted. So you have like all these people are trying to get tax certs, which no one can craft tax certs right now because people are idiots. But yeah, and so you offer a fee, you offer a price, and then people will actually do these things. For some odd reason, people will do this. So we'll put up a material here. We'll put up these right here. We'll put up 3 gold ores and have some. Well, no, we'll do logs if they can't allow it. So to put up a crafting request, you press O. You go into the folio. We're gonna see if lumber can be used. I'm gonna click on lumber, and it would have right here request. So sadly, we cannot process lumber, but we can process gold. So we go to gold, and we go over here to gold ingots. So normally it would cost us 15 labor points to actually convert these into a gold ingot. We're going to go ahead and request, which just means we're going to use somebody else's labor. And so we're requesting 3 because that's the max that we could have. It's going to cost 45 labor. It's going to cost us 51 copper to list it. So we're going to click confirm. We'll pay the 51 copper because that's literally nothing. Now it gives us a recipe. The recipe is in our inventory. We use the inventory here. We click on the crafting request. We right click it. It brings us up here. Now we have to actually pay someone to craft our recipe. Normally, you would put in like, I'm going to give you a gold for spending 4 labor. But with Archeage Unchained, you don't have to do that. You don't have to give them anything, and they will still craft your stuff. So we'll literally put the minimum price possible. We'll say we'll give you 17 copper. We're going to list this. So we listed it, and the total fee is 51. So it cost us 51 copper to list this thing. And now someone in the next 48 hours will actually convert this for us and give us our 3 gold ingots. Instead of spending 45 labor points, I'm having someone else do it for me, and they're going to spend their 45 labor points, and I'm going to give them like 50 copper. I'm spending 50 copper to get 45 labor points. And this works even if you put up like 1,000 gold ingots. I've done this for the last week and a half. It's disgusting. People just give you free labor. Like literally it doesn't, we'll go get a whole bunch of stuff and then we'll come back and show you how this finishes up. So let's cut here. I'm going to go get a bunch of materials and I'm going to set up a big crafting order, and then I'll re-record the end when this result happens, and I'll tell you how long it took. Alright, so we went and grabbed 422 copper ore. We're going to go convert that and have someone give us 65 copper ingots. We're going to request. It's going to cost us 9, approximately 10 silver. We're going to get, there's kind of 700 labor points for someone to do this. Alright. So there we have it. And like I said, I'll let you know when these get done. You have 48 hours listed. If you go to a community board here, you can see our listing. And so my theory is that the reason they get done is because, like, there's a button that says, hey, craft it. Hey, craft it. And so people just click on it and they're like, oh, okay, I'm going to do it. Like, they don't read this crap. The labor amount listed above will be consumed when crafting this item. The item can be crafted at a crafting request board. 5% of the subtracted tax will be added to the local community center's pool. So you can see your listings. And yep, people will craft them. Alright, I will come back, let you know when this gets done. And then we can talk about what's going to happen with labor, in my opinion, thanks to this grant. So the gold one here took 1 hour, like pretty much right on the dime. We're still waiting for the copper one to be processed, but look at that, like cost us what, seven copper for 45 labor? Crazy. All right, and we're back. So I went to bed and woke up, did a few things, breakfast, etc. It's about 10 hours passed, and somewhere in that time frame, someone converted our, massive order of copper into ingots. So pretty much free processing right there, guys. And you can do this for most materials. There's some materials you can't, like pelts and leather, you can't. Logs into lumber, you can't. So certain materials can and can't be processed this way. But essentially this is doing all this for free. Like literally it costs nothing for us to do this, to process materials. Even if we were going to do it the correct way of like, hey, giving to someone and processing these things. So like logs into lumber, since we touched on earlier. 10 silver on this auction house. Lumber is 44. So it's a 14 silver per 5 labor points. So it's a little bit less than 3. Like, you still don't get better conversions than you do opening coin purses. With an influx of 7,000 labor per account, you're going to see a lot cheaper prices on these materials and these processed goods. It's going to bring all these prices even lower. So like you're going to get less than 1 silver per labor by processing stuff. It's going to push these prices down for all the processed things. And a lot of the processed things are already at kind of like super low prices. And it's not even worthwhile to process stuff like this. And of course, every auction house and every server will be different because they're all independent. But in general, this is going to be a statement that's going to hold true in all servers, is that all these materials will end up becoming cheaper. People will be able to farm more now. They'll be able to plant crops and things like that. And that will then bring down the prices of crops because people are going to be listing them and selling them. Log prices are going to continue to drop as well as more people have taxes for land, because some people are going to use that labor to spend on taxes. And we'll talk about this later, but like this influx of labor is going to increase the gear gap, because the hardcore PvPers are not going to be doing any farming whatsoever. They're going to be using all that labor into their gear, into their weapons and their armors. Everyone else, the majority of the people, will end up splitting that labor through different types of things like farming, housing, taxes, etc. And like I said, this is another big topic, but we'll touch upon this later. And there's a huge disparity. Like, you can't really be both. You can't really be a PvP player and then like a farmer. It just doesn't work, at least not in the beginning of the game, the beginning of the servers. Eventually you can do that. But if you do want to do that, you really want to do that on 2 accounts. You want to have your main PvP farming account that just fights, and then you want to have an alt account that does all of the farming and life skills in Archeage. Alright guys, I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.